Hey everybody, it's Sam Amico here on another edition of Hoops Wire Live from 330 to go. I don't know that anything really happened in the NBA for the Cavs this week, so we probably just have a really short show. Booby Gibson,
yes, sir.
My good buddy, is back.
Yeah.
And Booby, the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Not much happened.
No, not much at all. But really kind of reshaped a team. I don't even really want to say kind of. Yeah. Really reshaped a team that was 64-18 last year. Yeah. You know, a lot of wins, a lot of talent. Let's start with, everybody knows the trade by now. The beard, still stunning to me. Still, I think it's great, but I'm still like, really?
Right.
James Harden is coming here. So what did you think of the trade? And, you know, obviously you traded away a really good young player who everybody loves in Darius Garland. So just what are your thoughts on the whole thing?
Man, the beard is here, right? So I'm excited for this team and the potential. Obviously, you don't want to lose a kid like Darius, right?
Right.
So much talent and just a great person. That was my little brother, one of the guys that I got close with while he was here. But to add a Hall of Fame guy, in my opinion, to add a guy that's also hungry for a championship, to add a guy that is I can't even say underrated anymore because he's averaging 9 assists or 8 assists a game. It's not even an underrated playmaker, a phenomenal playmaker who's accepted the role at this part of his career to be the facilitator. You know, he's not asked to go out there and get 25, 30, but he can if we need him to. And so it's just a great luxury to have that guy on our team now. And I just look forward to him and Spider working on that chemistry in that backcourt. But I think now, hands down, we got the best backcourt in the game by adding Harden to that roster because I thought we had it before.
Yeah, right.
But you add Harden, and I think now you have two Hall of Fame guys in that backcourt together.
Yeah, absolutely. And the first thing I thought of when they traded for James Harden was people don't realize what a great passer he is.
Yes.
You know, and number two, Booby, the other thing was when he first got to the Clippers, they had Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, and when they were all healthy, James stepped back.
Had no problem.
He was averaging like 16 points and 11 assists, which is from a guy who had been averaging like near the league lead in the high 20s and low 30s.
Yep.
And he went to 16 points, 11 assists, had no problem. And then, you know, Paul George went down, Kawhi went down. They're like, we need you to score like 40 now. And he'd go out and do it.
Yeah.
So I think that, you know, we all know what he can bring, but I don't think people really appreciate it until you see him night after night after night. If you only see him like a game here or two, here and there, then you don't really realize what he can do. But when he was with the Rockets and he played with a younger Chris Paul, they did a great job of kind of
that tandem,
platooning them and playing together. So
we forget they were one game away from the finals with him at the helm with Chris Paul and that team.
Yeah,
and so I think that I said this before, and I'll say it again. James Harden is one of these guys that has completely changed the entire NBA. Yeah. The step back and the footwork and the getting through the lane, Euro stepping. This guy's completely changed the game, and I don't think he gets enough credit, maybe because he's still playing. You can't really give him too much love right now. But when it's all said and done, James Harden, I believe, will get a lot more love and respect for the way that he changed the game and the things that he's done in his career. And I just want this to be the cap of it all, for him to get here now, everybody counting him out, saying what he can't do and what he won't do, and he's going to come to a team of guys that feel the same exact way that he does, and we can go out here and get something done.
Yeah, and people talk about, you know, his playoff record isn't whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm sure I'm not saying anything to you, Booby, that you don't already know, but there's so many other dynamics that go into that. It's not like he's an NFL quarterback and it's like, okay, this guy isn't getting it done. And there's just so many other dynamics. I mean, you ran into a Golden State team when he was in Houston. Like you said, they were one game within the finals.
Come on.
And yeah, so
my bad.
Go ahead.
I didn't mean to cut you out, but when I think about like James Harden in these moments, he's there. Right. Everybody talk about the game he didn't, the game 6 he lost, or the game 7 he didn't play well in. He's there. A lot of these guys aren't getting to the second round of the playoffs. They aren't getting to the conference finals. Right. They don't have the ability to be in these moments.
Yeah.
He's gotten to these moments. And so like any other star, you get to these moments and you hope that you have the performance that gets you over the top. But that's why the championship is so hard to win. Yeah. That's why there's only a select few guys that have rings and banners, and that's why it's so beloved when guys win championships, because it's so hard to do. So, shout out to James Harden, man. I'm glad that Kobe pulled the trigger on that. I think he'll be great for us.
Yeah. Well, like you always say, you now have 2 star players.
Yes, sir.
Who have chips on their shoulders because everybody keeps telling them, well, Donovan can't get out of the second round.
Yeah.
James Harden can't get to the finals.
Yeah.
So you have the best backcourt in the NBA, in my opinion, right now. The most dynamic, and you have 2 guys who are like
the most hungry,
chips on their shoulders. So I think that'll bode well for the Cavaliers. Now, let's talk about this other trade real fast.
There was another one?
Kind of forgot. Yeah, everybody forgot because it's 2 guys coming off the bench for DeAndre Hunter and Dennis Schroder and Keon Ellis, who we saw a snippet of the other night. And then they're going to see DeAndre Hunter Saturday night in Sacramento, and that'll be homecoming for Schroder, kind of, because he's there like 3 months. But Keon Ellis, who'd been there, 4 or 5 years? So, what do you think that those 2 guys, and how was that trade beneficial to the Cavs?
Toughness. I wanted dogs, and if we were gonna make deals, I wanted guys that just didn't care. That was gonna rough it up a little bit, muck it up a little bit. And I think Dennis the Menace is one of those guys, and as well as Keon. And Keon can shoot that ball too. Yeah, he's shooting a really high percentage from 3, and he's a great defender. So I just think that we fortify when it comes to the playoffs, guys that are gonna be willing to step up to the challenge and defend. We got better on our perimeter defense because we got the Twin Towers back there causing havoc, but now we got guys on the perimeter willing to get up under you, and the Jalen Tyson ascension makes all the more sense now because he has more minutes now to get in there and do his thing as well. So great deal, and I think that crew, once we're fully healthy, will fortify the bench as well. We talk about how we want to have our bench rolling and our whole team playing together. So, after All-Star break, I'm excited to see how it all unfolds.
Well, to me, too, we do talk about the new players, then that makes sense. But you look at guys, like you said, you just forget about him because we're all talking about Harden. But Jalen Tyson's had a monster season.
Yes.
Sam Merrill, when he's healthy, I mean, he's going to have a lot more open looks with Donovan Mitchell and James Harden. Evan Mobley, everybody talks about the bigs with Harden. And I saw that, like I said, in the Clippers game a couple weeks ago where he kept feeding Zubac over and over and over to the point where
excited about that.
I'm like, dude, take some shots yourself. So, I think that we forget about the rest of the guys just briefly. Jared Allen had a 40-point night the other night, by the way, in Portland. So, they seem to me. We said this on the Big Play show before Full Court Cleveland, before this show. Booby, we both think they're going to the finals. We both think this is a return to the finals for me in terms of, okay, I look at the East. This is a team to beat now.
East is wide open. You got all the other teams in the conference. They're down. The Tatums are gone. New York's figuring it out. And so if there was any year where it's wide open for a team to get on a roll and push to the finals, this is it. And again, I said before, you do not make the Darius Garland trade, who's a phenomenal player, unless you have your sights set on the Larry O'Brien Trophy. You just don't make that deal if that's not the case. And I just look at us being able to keep that core 4 together, to keep that crew together, added some toughness, mindset. I just think we set up to go get some things done. It's just gonna be a matter of the guys buying in to their roles, right? Guys not thinking that they have to do it themselves, still doing it as a collective unit. And I put this team up against any team in the NBA on any night in any arena.
I think that pretty much sums it up, and really, that's the way we got to look at it. So, Booby, as you know, as an alleged writer, I've been running on fumes since the trade deadline, and I'd been wired since Sunday. Now that's coming back down. I'm like landing the plane today. So we're going to wrap this up for now, but thanks again for joining, Booby. I can tell you all the fans from Hoops Wire Live, you've quadrupled my viewership.
Oh, man. Tell the fans, Booby appreciates them too. And anytime y'all want to hang out, man, you just let me know. I'm right down the street at Full Court Cleveland.
There you go. That's right. Yeah, just down the street. So, everybody, thanks so much. Enjoy the trades. James Harden expected to play Saturday night against DeAndre Hunter and the Sacramento Kings. So, we will talk to you soon, and have a great